On count one, invasion of privacy, we find the defendant guilty or not guilty as to TC.
Guilty.
Oh, the scene back in March when Ravi was sentenced and convicted, I should say, of bias, intimidation as a hate crime for streaming, as we all remember, an intimate encounter between his college roommate and another man. After the incident, that roommate, Tyler Clementi, he took his own life leaping off of the George Washington Bridge. Ravi also was found guilty of tampering with evidence and witnesses. He faces a maximum 10-year sentence. However, the prosecutor in the case wrote in a recent memo that neither her office nor the family of the victims suggest the maximum 10-year sentence will be imposed. Ravi, who came to the U.S. as a 3-year-old, also faces possible deportation, but the prosecutor noted in that memo that her office has promised to assist Ravi in avoiding deportation. He is scheduled to be sentenced on May 21st. Now, some are sounding the alarm, saying that those 10 years are too long and that the punishment doesn't fit the crime. And one of the critics, and it surprised me a little bit, former Governor Jim McGreevey. As we know, he famously came out of the closet and then resigned. Well, he wrote, following in a recent op-ed in the New Jersey and New York Star Ledger, quote, "It's wrong to send Ravi to prison for 2 reasons. 1, prisons don't work and won't cure Ravi of any bias against the LGBT community. And 2, Ravi isn't the only one to blame. In America, particularly the gay community, ought to be a force for transcendent change, not merely eye for an eye punishment. Sending Ravi to prison will accomplish little good. We ought not adhere to the archaic pattern of finding a scapegoat to sacrifice." Okay. I think I'm in the minority here, but the kid had a chance. He was offered a chance. He could walk away with probation, would have been going back to India, and I know the kid came here at 3, okay? He chose not to take it, and he chose to roll the dice. Now, I don't think he should be going away for 10 years, but I also don't think he should get probation now.
Why does the plea deal have anything to do with this?
Well, of course, why does the plea deal have anything to do with this?
What are you going to do? Two cracks to the apple?
But Andrew, you can't roll the dice twice. If the prosecutors came to you and said, listen, we're offering you a deal, no jail time, and you say, no, I'm not interested, how do you then turn around once you're convicted and say, show me some leniency?
Which is fantastic for Monday morning quarterbacking, but he's been convicted of a crime, and his sentence should be based on the crime, not the offers of leniency that he had before the conviction.
Okay,
One doesn't have anything to do with the other. No, it doesn't.
In the real world, that's called trying to work out a deal and work at a plea bargain, or if you say, no way, I'm taking my chances and going to trial. Have you ever seen... Wrong. You know, we find him guilty and say, never mind, let's go back.
You want to have the plea deal entered as a mitigating circumstance in all of this? It has nothing to do with the punishment.
But if you refuse to take the deal, you're taking your chances.
Look, I'm willing for the sake of this debate to move past this argument.
That's insane what you're saying.
It's absolutely not insane. What is your sentencing guideline based on? Is it based on the crime and the seriousness of the crime that he's been convicted of, or has it been based on the fact that he didn't take a deal before?
Otherwise,
because
there's sentencing guidelines.
How much pressure does that put on anybody to take a plea deal?
Where we don't have a criminal justice system?
What you're advocating would say that nobody ever rejects a plea deal again because you're just screwed if you get it wrong.
You take your chances.
And
it's like
you look at the
system all the time, and they say, you want to buy insurance? No, I don't. And then all of a sudden they get 21 and be like, oh no, now I want insurance. You can't do it that way.
You're talking about an either-or option there, where you're either going to...
That's the real world.
No, not when it comes to sentencing based on a crime.
That's the real world with sentencing.
And prosecutors... That's why these crimes don't come with 10 years and 10 years only, no more, no less. That's why there are ranges in these sentencing guidelines.
But you can't have it both ways. And what about the young man? What I think about is what went through his mind before he jumped off that bridge. Let's talk about him. Let's talk about the fact that his sexual orientation that his parents didn't even know about, that this kid thought it was funny to put it on the internet. That's not some gimmick or some game.
I'm not minimizing the severity of what Dharoun Ravi did.
And he has to pay for that.
So should he see the inside of a prison cell?
No, I don't think he should.
He shouldn't see the inside.
How do you guys just beat me up on Romney, and now you're defending for him not to go to jail. Look, this was a high-profile case. I think that is a positive thing for the anti-bullying issue. people need to know that it's not going to be tolerated and that it's going to be prosecuted in the criminal justice system when you wind up in a situation where there's a victim that lost his life here as a result of this. Am I advocating that he serves 10 years? No. I think any reasonable judge is going to look at the case. He has no prior record. They're going to take that into consideration. But I can't understand why he didn't take the deal.
I think the greater good could be served by him doing community service over an extended period of time as an advocate for greater tolerance, which I'm sure he would come to, or is a position that he would come to now.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Sure.
What about the average African American that's in jail or Latino for something minor than this, and they're doing 5, 10 years? I don't see the critics on the other side.
So now we're going to the two wrongs make a right argument.
No.
No.
All I'm saying is one system for everybody.
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
The sentencing guidelines.
Right.
They got to follow them.
Right.
He's going to see the inside of a cell, and he had a choice. He didn't have to.
Nowhere in that sentencing guideline does it say, hey, if you don't take the plea deal, you're screwed.